Morning. Got this thing warming up right now, building the air pressure up. I'm gonna pull it around front. I'm gonna throw 11 pallets on, 3 stops. First one's gonna be fun. Goes inside a container, shipping container. So we gotta go out and put them in a container. But nice thing about it, customer's gonna be there to help. That's good for that. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to get things set up so I can set my coffee down without spilling it. All right, buzzer's off. Let's get around, pull this around front and get the 11 pallets on. Yeah, it's gonna be 7 pallets of Vermont and 4 Quebecs. The only problem is I only see 2 pallets inside the building. 2 pallets of Vermont. Quebec is right there along the wall. Oh, that's right. We got a truckload in last night out in the parking lot, so I got plenty of Vermont. Let's get this on. Another thing, when I came in here yesterday, when I brought my dump truck down to start working on it yesterday. I came in yesterday. Now, granted, as I've always said this furnace heats the whole building. The apartment upstairs, the office, and this part of the warehouse. I walked in yesterday. It was like 55 degrees in here. Something wasn't right. Well, the stove out front in the office, or lobby, whatever you want to call it, customer area, That one wasn't running. That's been an issue all year. We got a, I think we got an igniter issue. This thing was not running. Little light right here says low fuel. Stove was completely out of pellets. That red button up on that motor tripped. That motor tripped, so it wasn't feeding any pellets. Yeah. So I immediately got that thing going. I got it all going, got it running. So the tenants had heat. That motor has been an issue since we put it on. The last motor we put on completely decided to, I'd say, leave the chat. It locked up completely solid. So I don't know. But that one's been a pain since we got it. And I'm the one that put it on. Blame me. I got a slight problem. How am I gonna get out? Get this out the door and around. I'm blocked in. Ah, I gotta go get the keys, move it. Yeah, he's got a variety of trucks here. Of course, that Sterling, that green Sterling you see me working on that blew up, that's why he got the red Kenworth. That Sterling was a 3306 cat. This Kenworth that replaced it has a, what is it, an MX-9 Packard motor in it with an 8-speed. This here is a DD13, well, basically a Detroit DD13 with a 12-speed auto shift transmission. It's basically like an automatic. There is no clutch on this truck. The red and white truck, the red and white sleeper truck, that's got a 10-speed. And of course, I forgot to mention it in the premiere and all that. Anybody that watched that premiere said, I said watch to the end. I was correct on that. All right. That truck actually has an 18 speed in it. They sold it to me as a 13, but it actually has an 18 speed in it. So I got the better transmission. I got the transmission that I actually was looking for in a dump truck. But I'll come up here and show you how it works, if I can remember. But I'll show you. This even tells you what you're getting for fuel mileage. Average 6.7, which is pretty good. But here's the dash he's got. This is the shifter right here. This is the shifter. Now, to get it to go into gear, of course, you're going to release the brakes first. Put it in drive. Now, see on the dash it says 1. So now let's move it over to where the Kenworth was, so I can get the Moffett out. Looks like when I get back from doing deliveries, I gotta do some investigation on this truck. Yeah, check engine lights on. We do have a code reader in there I can use. So all I can do is read the codes. I cannot do anything else with it on these trucks. So okay, yeah, we're only like through the woods as a crow flies, straight line, maybe a mile from this first delivery. And this is the one that goes inside a Connex box container, shipping container. So this is that's where this one's gonna go. one's done. 7 miles over to the next one. 3 pallets inside garage. This one says inside garage, but it also looks like they're preparing a little shed. I don't know. I'll find out here when we get down there. It's 29 miles up the last one on this load. I think it's the last one for the day because I don't have any other paperwork for anything. So we're gonna get up there. 4 pallets outside, I believe. The way it sounds, end of driveway, so I'm assuming the outside. 4 pallets, end of the driveway. I believe I see right where they want them. Got off the phone with Peterbilt. They have brakes and drums for me, but they do not have the wheel seal, so I'm gonna have to swing by Traction and get the wheel seal. So that's gonna be our next project. We'll take care of the dump truck, fix that wheel seal, so I got that taken care of. Wow, it's been one of those days, and yeah, we'll record it. I'll do a lot better recording, and I'll also show you what I did on the hydraulics yesterday. Now this place is not a very big Peterbilt dealership. That's a Whited Truck in Auburn, Maine. But there's still, for around here, I would say there's a lot of trucks. They do have several other dealerships, locations, but give me a quick little tour here as I pull in. Of course, this is all trucks that need to be worked on, customer trucks. No those trucks straight ahead are for sale. Got some new ones, some used ones. I'll be right back. This is all the trucks they got right now. I about passed out. They wanted $500 just for the brake drum on this, for that truck. Usually a couple $100, but these guys wanted $500, but they knocked the price down to, what was it? $384. Brakes was $83. Still, oh, and there's a core charge on the brake shoes, so I gotta return those. Well, let's head over to the store, start, and I'll go grab the, I'll go back to the store, park this, then I'll go back to my house, grab the dump truck, bring it down. We'll get that wheel seal changed out. I can't remember if I said it or not in one of the past couple clips. I stopped and grabbed the drum and the brake shoes. So I called Traction, the place I normally get most of my parts from. I didn't know what the part number was for the brakes or the drums, and Pete had them available, so I just told him I'd swing by, grab them. Figured they'd be reasonable like everybody else. Boy, was I wrong. That one brake drum, just that single brake drum, cost me more than it would to buy everything through Traction. That one brake drum was almost $600. The brake shoes were $180, and then of course the wheel seal was another $60. I bought the wheel seal at Traction because Peterbilt didn't have the wheel seal. So you're, well, actually with Peterbilt's discount was like $384. They knocked it down to like $384, so basically call it $400 for the brake drum. I could have got 2 brake drums at a Traction for $350. Basically what I've spent right now, I could probably get done the whole, both axles, both wheels on that Peterbilt for the price it was of one brake drum here from Pete. I understand they got to make money, but there needs to be a line where you stop bending people over just because you're a dealer. I shouldn't say that. They're trying to make money. They got guys they got to feed, families to feed. So I shut this light off earlier today, so the owner was here because his pickup's here, but the blue Freightliner is gone. So that's still running. That's still got a few pellets going. All right, I'm gonna run back to the house and grab, actually I gotta bring the Kenworth out back here. So I just took the long way around. I'm rambling, but I'm gonna go home, grab the Pete, bring it back here, and we're gonna start in on that wheel seal. Actually, what I need to do is grab the computer and read that, see what's going on with that check engine light on the Kenworth. It says just a little scan tool. It's nothing fancy like a laptop or anything, but gives us a code, and I can do research from there to see what direction I need to start looking. According to that, it's a knock sensor. Well, I erased the code, shut it off. I walked away for a few minutes. Now let's see if it comes back. I don't know. Now this shows no codes. Could have been a fluke thing. Maybe, I don't know. Or could it be the sensor just now starting to get ready to go, start letting go? And that's what happened to that one right there. Started giving us the same code, same knock sensor. Then he had to replace the entire emission system because it failed. So, don't know. That was $17,000 for that unit right here. $17,000. So you people think it's cheap owning a truck. It's not. Yeah, trust me, I know. Well, this is kind of a predicament. 3-ton floor jack. Definitely will not lift that front end of that truck. We got 8-ton bottle jack. Not here. 20-ton bottle jack. Does not work. What can I use here to get this front end up so I get that tire off? Yep. If you're thinking what I think you're thinking, that's what I'm gonna do. The owner said don't do it. It wasn't gonna work. You ask me. It worked. She's on block, so we're good. He said that this was heavier than what that could lift. He tried it with another truck, but wouldn't work. It worked for me. Now, time to get greasy, oily, and dirty. I already pre-loosened these. That's why they're coming off. I gotta take this little bolt, nut head, whatever. I gotta turn that to back these brakes off so I get this drum off. Now it's backed off. Brake drum should grease, oil. This brake drum should pop off. The thing is, these things are not light at all. They are very heavy. Okay, bearing is good. Yeah, it's about time these brakes to get changed. Next, I gotta take all these off. Get an oil pan underneath there. Some people take them off earlier. I don't. I like to leave it on, get everything off, because there's a nut in there. I gotta undo, take that nut out. There's a nut, some washers, and a bearing. I gotta pull all that out to get this hub off, to get this to the seal that's way back there. So everything's gonna come off before I can do anything. And I'm gonna grab both oil drain pans over there. The small one to put underneath here, so when I take this off, what oil's in it drains into that. Then I'm gonna grab the big one there for the, like I used to drain the engine pans off, to set this on, drain the rest of the oil out. This isn't that bad. It's heavy, but not as bad as that. Now will this pop right off? Yeah, a little too easy. Like that. Now, thank God I brought these. This is exactly what these are supposed to be. Exactly what these things are for. Set them on there. Get it on top of my shoe. Ha.
Did you get a seal for that too?
Yep.
Okay. It's like, wait a minute. You're taking that apart. So Saturday, 100% rain.
Yeah, they're talking this post up 4. Remember that special tool I had to buy for the 250 to do the seals? Well, guess what? It's perfect size. Now let's work on replacing the brakes. How I do it is I'm going to pull these rollers out first. That way it loosens up everything. You'll see. I'll show you. How do I do it? Right up in here. I am not sticking my fingers in there. Just for that reason. Come on, put I mean, there's so much in here. That's what I was trying to get. Once that's off,
It does that.
it does that. That's just ungodly.
Yeah. You know something? I have a box.
Might as well put the box under here. And I'm just gonna scrape it directly into it. I'll go grab a putty knife. It's been leaking for a while. I mean, it's just packed. I'd have to look over and notice it wasn't recording, but top shoe on, springs, and this spring. So just do just the opposite of what I did taking it off. I'm gonna put it back on. Sometimes it's real easy, sometimes it's a pain. This particular time, I think it's being a pain. Like that. There, goes on. Now. Inside there.
Should I punch a hole in this seal so that you can have some lubrication back there?
You want your ass kicked?
Want my nails peeled back?
No, no.
Oh, no, that's enough. That's nice and light.
Actually, aluminum, so it's not all that bad.
Did you forget to put a spring in? 2 of them?
Nope.
What are those extras over there on the floor?
For a different application.
Oh.
See, I've only got those 2 there to hold this side, 2 there. These were not part of that, for that.
Interesting. Is it keyed?
The bearing isn't on it.
Well, the front.
But this washer is.
Man, you're supposed to go to so many pounds and then back off. I have no idea. Couldn't help you.
What I do, I go till I can't turn this, and I back it off just up till it spins
Turns
freely.
freely, yeah.
Gasket's still on it. That's good.
You gonna put any of that other stuff on it?
Well, the gasket's still on this one, so.
Yeah, you still should put something on it.
Oh yeah. All right. It's just us now. Nobody else here. Owner's gone home. He's still having difficulties with his knee. I put some right stuff on this. Now it's time to get this on. Sorry to get in your way. Don't want to go too tight on these. If you break this cap, you got to get a new one. Lucas hub oil. if I take all of this bottle, this stuff is thick. It's like similar like 75, 90 or 90 weight oil. Doesn't stink like that, but stick that in. Now spin it so it works its way through the through this front bearing all the way into the back bearing. Nice and quiet. There is a little bit of noise, but it's nothing to be concerned with. I'm just watching for the oil level to come back up. It's like anything else. Centrifugal force is going to spin it around, and then after I stop, it's going to settle down on the bottom. And it's right here at the bottom of this. So that is full, slightly over full, but as I go down the road, it'll work its way around. Cap that. All right, where's the new brake drum? Behind me. God, this is gonna be heavy. Yeah, it's nice and clean now. Oh man, this is gonna be heavy. Heavier than I should be lifting, but nobody here to help me. All right. Now there's dozens of owner operators that do this stuff every day of the week. Because they're a lot like me. My name is on this truck. I want to make sure it is safe for the road for everybody around it. Now, adjust the brakes up temporarily, just get it to hold this drum on. What I normally do is just adjust it till it does that, it stops. I will not be able to turn that brake drum. Normally what you do, I do on the steer axle, is I tighten the brake shoes up. I mean right now, yeah, I can't turn that drum. Bring it up till the brakes are tight, back it off like half a turn. On the rear tires, about a quarter of a turn. So I'll go from there. There's about a quarter, half, maybe a little less. Now, see, I can turn it. And it's not quite true either. I gotta get the tire on, and when I do that, you probably will see that it'll spin a lot easier. All right. Move my tire way over there. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, watch your ears, loud noises. Swap out batteries and hit it again. That's how you change a wheel seal on a big truck. On the drive back from Indianapolis to home with this. Massachusetts, I think it was on US 20. I had the check engine light come on. So let's find out, see if it will bring it up. Let's see what that check engine light was for. Huh, I wonder if I didn't fix that issue. Wheel sensor, ABS axle 2 right. We just replaced the right one on the right front. I don't know if it's axle 2 as in the drive axle, they count that as 2, or is it like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3? I don't know. But it says erratic, intermittent, or incorrect. So I'm not wondering if we just corrected it, not knowing it. Because I didn't have no ABS light. Erase. Yes. Enter. Turn key on, engine off, yep. Erase, select the code. That was the only one that showed with a code. No response from vehicle. Does not erase specific DTCs. Read codes again. All codes, all modules, I mean. It could be that I need Peterbilt needs to hook up to it and clear the code. Don't know, but it still won't erase even with this here. So, like I said, it could be just Peterbilt needs to do it. All right, I've got a mess to pick up here. I'm gonna get that cleaned up and jack the truck up. I'm not gonna use the forklift. He brought a bottle jack for me, so I'm gonna use the jack it up. I gotta get the brake shoe. Before I do anything, I get the old brake shoes in this box because there's a core on the brake shoes of like $45. So I gotta take those back to Peterbilt. Brake drum doesn't look too bad. There's some heat cracks in it, but there is a pretty good lip, so maybe I won't reuse it. That's okay. It's good. Number one, scrap iron, scrap metal, so add some weight. But that wheel seal I bought for my to do the wheel seal driver for my F-250 worked great when I drove that seal in on the spindle. So it's a multi-purpose tool. Oh, and I wanted to show you, well, I got you right here. Show you what I did underneath. I said I was going to and I never did, but I'm going to now. Here's a hydraulic line I did. That's how I run it. I ran it up over through here. Of course, here's the exhaust. Ran it around and into the pump. So, and right here was where that other tank was. The tank that exploded. That's where it was. Sorry, I didn't show you that yesterday. I was just right out straight. I wanted to get stuff done. So yeah, my apologies. But again, I'm kind of yapping away here. So I'm gonna get things cleaned up and get myself out of the way so I can get this cleaned up. That's everything that I scraped off the inside of that spindle. And of course, a lot of it's grease got dissolved when I was spraying it with the brake clean. But yeah, that's pretty nasty. Okay, bottom of the box is good. I try not to leave too much oil and other greasy, messy stuff around here. I'm still cleaning up. It takes a while. Oh, actually, I gotta find out where he wants this. Because right in here tomorrow, back there tomorrow, I already been told, bring that back and grease it. That's going to be quite a process. I got to take my time. I want to find every grease fitting on it, make sure everything gets grease and everything takes grease. But he's gonna start putting in a workshop, that like a little workshop right here there tomorrow. So while I'm in here greasing that, I might be helping him do this. So you might see some carpentry work tomorrow. I'm not the greatest at it. I am not even at an apprentice level. Can I get myself in trouble? Yep. All right, I'm back to the house. It's been a long day. So yeah, I gotta get this video uploaded and I need to take a shower. So we'll call it here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.